Hello. So here's just a little demonstration for cutting a barrier to include a draining wound, or you might have a tiny little fistula right next to your stoma. So if you can see here, the little diagram that I've made, and here is the wound. So it makes it a little bit difficult cutting. So here's our barrier. So you're gonna go ahead and let's see if you can see what I'm actually doing here. I think so. So here's what I would do with your measuring template. Here you're gonna make sure that you have whatever it is that, you know, from the side of the stoma all the way to the little draining wound. So that's a little bit too big. 1 3/4. Let's go a little bit smaller. Okay, so that's gonna tell me that I've got just a little, that's enough space right here. So it looks like it's 41 millimeter. So then what I would do, so I've got that measurement of how that is, you know, the size of the stoma, including the little wound. And then let's take a measurement of our stoma too. That looks like it's 1 1/4. Okay, so here on the back, I'm gonna draw here on the back. I'm gonna try and get a 1 1/4. So here's my 1 1/4. So that accommodates my stoma. And then I know that my stoma with the wound was 41 millimeter. And on here, you should be able to see it's going to be somewhere between the 38 and the 41. So I'm tracing, maybe I should do this in a color. So I'm going to trace that there. And then from over here, where my little wound is, I'm going to make a little divot. I'm going to start just kind of small, because if you get too big, well, then, you know, you can't make it smaller, but you get the picture. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut it to fit. And I'm just gonna go out and just grab that little divot. And this is if it's just right close to your stoma. If you have any good skin between the two, I would say separate this. But if you have a fistula or just a little wound that is just buds right up to the stoma, I think this is the best way to approach it, is just to include it in in your wound measurement. And then just take it for a dry run. Oops, switch, that didn't work. So I'll go back and cut this to where it's actually gonna fit. Okay, and just kind of keep. Okay, so now there, that kind of went a little bit big, but there you can kind of see how I'm cutting it just to fit, including that little wound. And then the next time you cut, hopefully that wound is a little bit smaller, and you're going to just continually to adjust this. Would also then put the barrier right on the back of this so that you can see where everything is going. I've already used this once to demonstrate something, but hopefully you can see. So I just slap it right on the back like that, and then grab it and kind of do it like this and make my indentation. Make sure I'm getting the barrier ring all around that spot, that little divot too. So it'll look like this on this side. And then when I put it on, you should be able to see that there is space for that wound to drain. But only that. And the rest of this barrier ring should be covering your skin, and you're just allowing that one little spot to be open. You don't want it to close or contain that fluid, because you want that fluid to come out. Otherwise, it could potentially ruin this barrier and tunnel under, and then constantly be having to change your pouch quite a bit. So I hope that helps.